Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So today we're peeling back the curtain on a fascinating set of source materials that reveal the unseen mechanics of search algorithms, and specifically, how they completely dictate your professional reality. If you've ever found yourself wondering how the internet decides exactly who you are when someone types your name into a search bar, well, you are in exactly the right place.
Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to hit the digital first impression, how search trust works, suppressing negative content, building entity credibility, measuring brand visibility, and finally, tailored reputation strategies. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The digital first impression. Search results dictate your professional reality. Think about this for a second. When a board member, an investor, or maybe a critical new client Googles your name right now, what actually pops up? And more importantly, who is really controlling that digital narrative? Is it you? Or is it just some random algorithm pulling pieces from outdated websites?
Well, here is the harsh reality, plain and simple. Search visibility directly controls your professional viability and corporate trust in the modern digital economy. For high-level professionals and business owners, what appears on the first page of Google isn't just vanity anymore. It can directly influence career opportunities, massive business growth, and public trust. The stakes are incredibly high here, and leaving it up to chance, that's an enormous risk. Moving on to Section 2, how search trust works, deconstructing algorithmic credibility. Okay, let's dive into this. It all really comes down to this concept of entity credibility. You see, modern search engines don't just read text on a page, they evaluate entities. This is how algorithms assess your relevance, your authority, and your historical user engagement to determine where things rank. Think of the algorithm like it's conducting this highly rigorous background check that relies on semantic richness. The more verified, positive countersignals you have, the higher your entity credibility goes. So how do we actually engineer this trust? The source outlines a really clear three-step process. Step 1 is a complete SERP audit, that's search engine results page, to identify any vulnerabilities. Step 2 is semantic asset creation, which basically means building new authoritative assets across trusted websites. And step 3 is algorithmic reevaluation, where those search engines gradually recognize your stronger trust signals. It's a pretty beautiful process, honestly, turning complete digital chaos into a strategically curated representation of your professional authority. All right, Section 3, suppressing negative content, overwriting over deleting. You know, a lot of people try superficial fixes, like temporary link building or throwing up some personal blogs. But that's a quick fix, and it inevitably fails the second the algorithm updates. The permanent solution is algorithmic entity validation. This ensures your positive assets actually hold greater semantic weight than any of the negative content out there. It's all about building robust, permanent structural authority. And this brilliantly illustrates the payoff. A massive 90% reduction in unwanted content visibility. 90%. When you deploy an advanced reputation management structure that properly engineers the data, you can achieve near-complete search perception influence. So why does that 90% drop happen? Because sustainable suppression creates a permanent defense mechanism. By establishing these top-tier authoritative properties, it naturally pushes those damaging links down to page 2, 3, or beyond. Down there, older, unverified content simply cannot meet the rising threshold for first-page visibility, and user click-through rates, they drop to practically zero. Which brings us to Section 4, building entity credibility, engineering your digital shield. Your digital shield is built from some very specific assets: corporate bios, knowledge panels, authoritative media publications, business profiles, and verified industry mentions. I want you to imagine these not just as isolated websites, but as an interconnected network forming a literal, impenetrable shield around your professional reputation. Each asset incorporates precise schema markup that explicitly links your name to your verified achievements. The value of that shield is absolutely undeniable. Leaving your profile unmanaged, that leaves you highly vulnerable to erratic, malicious third-party content defining exactly who you are. But actively managing these trust signals drops that risk down to near zero. It prevents lost revenue, it stops missed partnerships, and it ensures that when stakeholders do their due diligence, they encounter a pristine profile that inspires absolute confidence. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds out. Measuring brand visibility, evaluating the global footprint. The source material connects all this technical SEO jargon directly to real-world executive outcomes. Your share of voice basically equates to your market dominance.
Measuring your sentiment ratio dictates your public perception, and monitoring authority signals builds your long-term algorithmic trust. Now, a quick warning here. Actually, scratch that, a huge warning. Do not just rely on localized vanity searches, typing your name into your own browser from your home office. Those are going to provide misleading, geographically distorted results. You need specialized tracking tools that isolate the true, unbiased SERP structure to accurately evaluate your baseline.
And finally, Section 6, Tailored Reputation Strategies, Why Generic Solutions Fail.
Automated, templated profiles simply lack the contextual relevance needed to influence modern search engines. They're a generic Band-Aid. Conversely, custom schema markup combined with highly targeted digital PR aligns perfectly with your specific industry and your specific search intent. It creates this authentic, bulletproof presence that search algorithms actually trust and prioritize. Every footprint is a unique puzzle.
The source details how the service Clear My Name utilizes this tailored approach. Step 1 is an exhaustive audit of your professional history. Step 2 constructs a completely unique semantic network utilizing industry-specific publications. And Step 3 secures long-term trust by embedding permanent optimization structures. This methodology doesn't just provide a temporary fix, guys. It builds genuine digital authority that commands top-tier rankings and continuously adapts to ongoing algorithmic updates.
So the crucial point is really summarized in this powerful directive from Clear My Name. Reclaim your narrative, protect your hard-earned opportunities, and secure a trusted digital legacy. This isn't just about hiding a bad review somewhere. It is an absolute necessity to manage your digital footprint so that it actually reflects your true capability, your integrity, and your professional standing in our very complex digital world.
Your search results are your new first impression. If you want to dive deeper into these strategies, you can definitely explore the source material at clearmyname.org. But I leave you with this final provocative thought. Will your digital footprint protect your future, or will it be left completely to chance? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.